Hey guys, it's Cora. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I film and edit my videos and how I make my thumbnails. In this crazy time, we've all found ourselves having a lot more free time than we're used to, and a lot of you might be wanting to start a YouTube channel, which, if you ask me, I would say 100% yes, do it, please. If you're planning on starting to upload videos, drop your channel name in the description and I'll watch all your videos. Let's get into it. I literally wrote a ton of notes on this in my notebook so I don't forget anything. Oh my god, I almost just dropped it. This is the fun part. So, equipment. I've got 4 sections for this: camera, lighting, microphone, and tripod. Okay, so for camera. Currently, right now, I'm filming with the Canon Rebel T3i. This camera is great. I love it. But as I said before, I've been filming a lot of like vlog content recently, and if you're wanting to make more vlog content, this is not the camera for you. If you're looking to like save up for a camera, I have the Canon G7X Mark II. Emma Chamberlain used to use this, Ava Jules, Hannah Maloche, all those YouTubers. This camera is amazing. It's got the flip up screen so that when you're vlogging you are able to see yourself. So I use the Canon G7X Mark II when I'm doing vlogs. I also have been using it more for other videos too, just because this has autofocus, which means it'll focus on its own when it goes out of focus. This camera, however, doesn't do that, so I have to manually focus it. So that can just be a hassle sometimes. If you're not like always paying attention, you might end up with a bunch of footage that's out of focus. It's also just super convenient to like bring places. I was able to bring this to Disney World and Universal if you saw my video a couple weeks ago. Obviously I wouldn't have been able to bring my big camera because that just like isn't convenient. This camera is also really pricey. I'll put links to everything down below, but personally I saved up for this camera and got it for $500. Canon was selling one that was refurbished, which basically means it's used but they've like fixed up any problems or like scratches on it. So it came, it literally works like it's brand new, so I have no complaints. I'll link that down below. I know these things can be pricey. I personally do have a job. I work in fast food, if you didn't know. So this was one of the first big purchases I made after having my job for a while. So definitely recommend saving up for this. It's totally worth my money. I use it like almost every day for something. So this is me filming on the Canon T3i, and this is me filming on the Canon G7X. Okay, now moving on to lighting. A lot of people say that natural light is the best light. I disagree. I honestly think that the best light to use is your ring light. You can kind of, oh my god, you can see right now I have a ring light and it's around the camera. This is the best thing I've ever received. I actually use it mainly for TikToks. This is like the second time I've used it for a YouTube video. I got this ring light for Christmas. I can totally link it down below for you guys. I think it was pretty inexpensive off of Amazon. It actually came with a remote too, so like I can control it with a remote, which is pretty cool. But if you just go on Amazon, I know there's like also little ring lights that you can like clip to your phone. Those are like $20. Second to ring light, yes, I would definitely say natural lighting is great. Microphones. I got this microphone. I don't know if you can hear that. I got this microphone. Was that like super loud? I honestly really like it. I can only use it if I'm using the Canon T3i, not my vlog camera. I'm also using it right now just to like enhance the video. I don't know. I think it just makes it like better. So lastly, tripods. Honestly, tripods are not really a necessary thing. They just make things a lot easier. I have 2, so the one I'm using right now is a pretty tall one. It's like the size of my ring light, so if you can kind of imagine. I use that typically for like sit down videos like this one, or I don't know, if I'm just filming something where I want a longer shot or a shot from like higher up. Otherwise, I have this tripod, and this is the tripod I use with my vlog camera. This one I can definitely link down below. But if you don't have either of these, I often just will use like my hydro flask or a stack of books. So a tripod is like not a necessity. It really just makes things easier for you. So before I talk about editing, I feel like a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually not really a huge camera person. Okay, basically when I was talking about this, it literally made no sense what I was trying to say. All I was trying to say is that I love editing, and like editing is the main reason why I started my YouTube channel. I actually plan on studying film in college, and I would like to do a job later in life that has something to do with editing. I'm pretty self-conscious, so I was trying to just say that like I don't love being on camera. I really just film myself so I have something to edit, and I've like gotten more used to it obviously, but like I don't know, I just feel like it's weird because I've never like talked about that before. But yeah, so I still like love making videos and stuff. All I was trying to say is that like I'm kind of camera shy. I really just push myself just so that I have footage to edit. So, okay, so for editing, I use Final Cut Pro X. Up until this summer, I used iMovie, which I literally loved. iMovie is the perfect software to start out on. They make everything so simple on iMovie, so it's really easy to learn. I loved iMovie. It was really simple. Final Cut is $300, so it's really pricey, but I do really recommend it. But if you don't want to, iMovie is perfect. So the first thing I do is I go to Final Cut and I press File. I don't know. I'm not looking at my computer right now, so I really don't know. I will select make a new project, and then I'll just put in the name, and then I'll also do make a new event, and then that event is where I store all of my files. After I do that, this is the most boring part for me, at least, is the rough cut, but I personally think that it's necessary. You will finish your video so much faster if you do a rough cut. So a rough cut is basically when you just go through all of the footage and put it in order and eliminate any unnecessary footage that you're not going to use. Usually when I'm done with the rough cut, my video is like 15 minutes long, and then once I finish with like the final cut, then it'll only be like 7 to 10 minutes long. So the rough cut is basically like your rough draft of like a paper, for example. Just getting all your ideas in one place, and then after you're done with that is when you can start adding effects, text, music, transitions, filters, anything like that. So this is the fun part, fun editing touches. Number 1, a lot of people will tell you that the most important thing about your video is the thumbnail, which I agree with, but I think there's actually 2 most important things about your video. I personally think that your intro is actually also one of the most important parts about your video. Think about it this way, so like when you're in class and you're writing an essay, your teacher will always spend so much time focused on the intro paragraph of your essay. Your hook, right? Your thesis, your topic sentence, because that is what's gonna draw people initially to your video. That first 10 seconds of your video is almost gonna make it or break it for you. So if someone doesn't like the first 10 seconds, they're just gonna click out and go watch a different video. I like to include some text, and then I use all of like my favorite clips from my video, shorten them to like 1 or 2 seconds, and put them all next to each other. That way people can have something to look forward to. So they'll see that and be like, oh, that looks really fun, I'm gonna keep watching the video. I also have like a little intro segment that I put in every video. I'll insert that right here. So that is the full intro, but a lot of times I cut it down just to the subscribe part, and I put that right after my fun intro, just to kind of close it off and provide a nice transition between the intro and the start of the video. Next, text. Text is something I use constantly in my videos. I think that putting subtitles really engages people more in your videos, and not like full subtitles. I just like to add some of the funniest things people say or things that are important. It's like the equivalent of like highlighting something in an article. It's basically like I'm doing that, but I'm just putting that text somewhere on the screen. For that, I always do my text. It's usually either white or black. I do Helvetica, and then I just make it bold. This is really embarrassing, but I just realized that it's Helvetica and not Helvetica. Oh my god. I'm really embarrassed. Effects are so fun on Final Cut Pro. They have so many effects that you can choose from. The ones I use the most are fisheye, bad TV, underwater, earthquake, and frame. Also, for all of your effects, if you think they're too much, you can turn them down. There's a little sidebar in Final Cut where you can turn down the amount of an effect or the opacity of an effect so it kind of blends in with your original footage. Next, transitions. I use 2 transitions. One is slide. This is the one I use in all of my videos. For the slide effect, I just put it in between 2 clips, and then I usually make it so it's like 0.5 seconds. That way it makes it a really fast transition. There's so many sound effects that can go with like a slide, like a swoosh sound effect in Final Cut. iMovie didn't have that, so I just have like a swoosh one downloaded from YouTube. Okay, next, music. Music is like really kind of a hard thing to find. I've had a lot of trouble with like copyright strikes. Recently, I found a website called Thematic, and I 100% recommend this website. It basically has just so many songs that are non-copyright. All you have to do is when you go to download it, just copy this little text segment, and they just want you to include that in the description of your video, basically to credit the artist. The last like steady actual musician that I use in my videos is Arthur Kaplan. He's actually a friend of mine. He goes to my school, and he makes such good music. So he was actually nice enough to send me the files for a lot of his songs. So I use those songs a lot in my videos. I always have his stuff linked in the description of my videos, so you can check him out on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music. I think he's literally on like every streaming platform. Lastly, thumbnail. I'm just gonna edit the thumbnail from my last video. It's not gonna be exactly the same because I don't remember how I did it, but I use the app Fonto. So I go to this camera at the bottom and I select photo albums. From there, I just add the picture that I want to be my thumbnail. Then if you tap it, you can press add text, and then I just type. And the font that I use is Helactivia Bold, which is the same font that I use for the text in my videos. Once I have that, I go to style. So for text, you can choose the color of your text. I think for this video, I did a light purple, and then I went to style, and for the shadow, I changed the color to a dark purple, and then changed alpha all the way up so it was really bold. Then I usually go to curve and I make it a little bit curved. For the quarantine edition, that's what I'm gonna make, black text and then a white stroke. After I save that, if I want to, sometimes I will open it up in PicsArt. I think a lot of YouTubers use it for their thumbnails to add like drawing on it. Yeah, that's how I do my thumbnails. I don't think I'm the best at thumbnails. It's something I really need to work on. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Hit that subscribe button down below. I just want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. You have no idea how much that means to me. Here's some pictures of me right when I found out. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and it was just like crazy to finally hit like a milestone. And like, I don't know, it just felt so weird to me. I literally could not stop crying. If you guys have any other questions on how to film or edit or equipment or anything like that, leave them in the comments below. I literally respond to like all my comments, so if you have a question, I promise I will answer it. You can also DM me. My Instagram is at CoraJosephine with 2 E's. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.